Do you know what? I never really understand the non-alcoholic stuff. Like,
It's beer, but with no alcohol in.
yeah, I know, but no one really enjoys the taste of alcohol, like beer and stuff like that. So why?
Some people do though. I've got friends that are into like loads of different craft beers, and they can taste the differences between them and all that lot. And like some people are proper beer connoisseurs, aren't they? So some people I do, but I never enjoyed the taste of beer. So why would I drink a non-alcoholic beer?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, I like to do things when it's got a purpose. Like beer
pissed.
is there to get you drunk.
Right, I see what
So
you're saying.
why drink it why the non-alcoholic version just doesn't make sense?
Non-alcoholic Baileys is wonderful.
Is it?
Yeah,
I hate Baileys.
Yeah, I'm not
Don't
a
like
massive
Baileys at
Baileys
all.
fan.
Baileys on ice.
No, I don't like it.
Oh, beautiful.
Give me a whiskey on ice.
What's your Christmas tipple of choice if you was to drink? 'Cause
Any-
I know you don't drink anymore. do you?
Any whiskey.
Whiskeys.
Yeah.
Have you got a particular whiskey?
I like Johnny Walker Gold Label.
Do you?
Yeah, I've got loads of whiskey.
Good stuff. What about you?
I don't mind a Disaronno or something like that.
Yeah, Disaronno's not bad.
Disaronno with
Yeah.
what? Neat.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Neat
Yeah,
on the rocks.
I don't mind it neat on the rocks. I don't mind it with a bit of coke in there or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Coca-Cola.
Christmas indeed.
Yeah.
Christmas has arrived early.
Let it
Lots of-
snow.
Lots of snow.
Let it snow.
All right, guys, welcome back.
What's your drink of choice at Christmas?
Well, I don't drink anymore. I haven't drank
Orange
for 11
juice.
years.
Water.
But, like I said, I missed a Baileys at Christmas.
What, Mrs. Bailey's?
But I'm editing that. That was dire. I'm so glad that I've got creative control,
Yeah.
right? Because honestly, you wouldn't realise the amount of shit that I edit out of these podcasts.
Mainly bullets.
Mr. Pause. My
Fucking Mr. Stivsky.
name is Adam Bullis.
I haven't quite thought about what I'm going to say yet.
Fucking hell.
what was that? Sound like Gary Neville.
You remind me of fucking Stephen Hawkins when he's running out of battery. That's why I'm trying to edit you in the pod. Anyway, guys, welcome back.
Talk real fast like this.
Welcome back. Series 2, Episode 8. And this episode, in true golf goals and grapplers fashion, we're going to do a golf episode. We don't do enough of this. We did Build Your Perfect Golfer. We did a Ryder Cup special. Then other than that, we haven't really done golf, and it's the first word on the podcast, which is a little bit deceiving for people.
Are you forgetting about our Break 50?
I mean, that was great content, but that's actual golf footage. So I thought we'd do a podcast, so we'll just talk about the world of golf. It's sort of the off-season, so you might think there's not a lot to talk about, but actually, there is loads to talk about.
There's so much to talk about in golf. It's absolutely ridiculous how much there is to talk about in golf at this moment in time.
Yeah, mate, yeah. Very high, very high intensity that was, yeah. Who fucking put 50p in you?
So he can talk fast and still don't know what he wants to say as well.
I've never known someone say so many words that meant so little.
Have you not heard Christian speak?
Well, yeah, that is
Do
true.
you know, about a minute ago, I like something with a bit of purpose.
Yeah, touche. Yeah. Also, fucking hell, that episode started off quite light, mate. You just derailed it, mate. Thanks for that.
Episode.
The episode started off quite light.
Yeah, so
So where are we going to start then?
I'm going to lead on this one, and I think there's only one place to start, and that is John Rahm to live.
Those Spanish hands.
What? What? Fuck's sake. What was your? I know it's been rumoured for a while. I think where I started to believe the rumours was when he backed out of that new Tiger Woods Rory McIlroy little event that they were setting up for next year, and he backed out of that. I mean, what's your initial thoughts? Because I think it changes a lot of things. This, right? Before I bring you in, what I will say is we're getting to the point now where Liv have got Cam Smith, Bryson DeChambeau, Brooks Koepka, and now John Rahm and Dustin Johnson, right?
Yeah.
they're now getting to the point where their roster is arguably more attractive than the key players on PGA Tour. You've got Scheffler, McIlroy. After that, who are people going to watch specifically on the PGA Tour?
There's rumours of Tony Finau and Till Hatton going to live as well, so that'll make it even more interesting. But I think if you look at it, I think you're right. There are more people playing in live who people want to watch.
Yeah, your marquee players.
The more exciting, the more charismatic. Patrick Reed, people don't want to...
Patrick Reed is alright.
You've still got people like Phil Mickelson.
Yep.
But whether he's a bell end or not, you
still
want to watch
You
him.
pay money to watch him.
They move the needle.
Yeah.
So I think we're at a tipping point here where you thought Liv was just going to be a bit of a fad and it was going to sort of fade away and die away. It's looking likely. I mean, they're meant to have been able to strike a deal with the PGA Tour by the 31st of December, although rumours are that deal is not going to get done. So you will probably end up with two factions still, Liv and PGA. And I think we're at a tipping point where they've now got enough. John Rahm is a huge statement. I think someone showed a stat where since 2020, if you add up all the majors, 8 of the majors have been won by players that are on the PGA Tour and 7 have been won by players that are on Liv.
Wow.
In the last since 2020, you've now got a really appealing roster. First of all, let's go on to John Rahm because it's rumoured anywhere between 300 million and 600 million. Like, is that killing the game?
No, because if someone paid me 450 million quid to work half the amount of time, not travel as much, and only play 3 rounds in a competition, who's going to turn it down?
Yeah,
I think it's like it's the same in any sport you go to. Every sport has that bar that gets raised in terms of what money's available within the sport. And as a sports person, you're only around for a short period of time. Why not go in? Like, I don't begrudge anyone that's going to live and getting paid mega bucks to do the same thing they're doing for less money, like Bullis just said there.
I don't begrudge anyone capitalising on this.
Yeah.
As a player, as a marquee player, capitalise on it, fill your boots. John Rahm earned about $16 million last year on the PGA Tour.
Yeah.
So it's a huge pay rise.
Yeah.
Where I do take issue with him is everybody barring Brooks Koepka. Because Brooks Koepka is the only one that said, I went to live for the massive payday.
Yeah, be
Other
honest.
people have said it's to grow the game. It's bullshit.
Yeah.
You're going because it's a massive payday.
Course,
So
yeah.
just say that. Because no one would begrudge you it. Like Bully said, why would you? People don't begrudge you taking $300 million.
No, why wouldn't you?
100%.
And I saw an interview that they played for John Rahm when it was obviously announced that he was going across, and it was when obviously Liv was just coming into fruition. They were talking about it, and he was like, "It's not a real format. 3 days is not a real golf format." And he was slating it, and now he's like going across, and that's something else I don't like as well. Like, don't just slate something because you feel it's the right thing to do because you're loyal to PGA or anything like that, and then go and take the offer and go play it. Like, I don't get it.
I'd say now if Rory McIlroy was not on the PGA board a couple of years ago, he would have signed for Liv already.
Would he?
I think so.
He stepped down, Rory McIlroy.
He has stepped down, yeah.
Yeah,
Stepped down on the board.
he stepped down. Would it affect him? He probably won't go to Liv now.
No.
But if this was a few years ago and he wasn't on the board for the PGA and he didn't have a massive impact on how tournaments were being run, prize money and all that kind of thing, I really think he'd have gone to Liv because he would have got offered a shit ton of money and he wouldn't have batted an eyelid.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, again, I just don't think you can be so against it in interviews and stuff like that, and then go and do it.
Yeah, I think the issue with John Rahm is he was. I think they captioned him from an interview in July saying it was like 100 million, 200 million, 300 million. He said it wouldn't make any difference to my life. He said I live a very good life. I could retire today and live a great life. You know, obviously a multi-millionaire, but everybody's got a price.
Of course they are.
Eventually.
For the $1 million man.
Yeah, your agent's coming to you saying, look, you can play and earn $20 million for the next 10 years on the PGA Tour, or you can get $300 million for signing on for Liv.
Yeah.
The maximum number of competitions they'll play in Liv, including the majors, I think is 18.
Yeah.
So just get this right as well. So that money that he's going to get, does he get that in up front just for signing on?
It's not in. They haven't come out and released the particulars. They believe that it's around $600 million, so around 450 million.
And that's before he's even hit a ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they believe that some of that money some of it will be cash money, like a signing on bonus just for turning up. there'll be residual money for the longer you stay on the live tour. So you might get 100 million released after year 1, 50 million after year 2, whatever.
Yeah.
But then they've also offered him equity in a team because they're creating a new team. And when we yet to know who was going to be on his team, it's although likely he'll get Sergio Garcia on there and maybe someone else from that area.
Oh yeah, they're going to be called Spanish Hands.
Really, that'd be a great name.
Nice.
But equity in any merchandise you sell for that team.
Right.
So who knows how big that could be? It could end up being more. It could end up being less than $600 million. Either way, you're talking astronomical numbers now.
Yeah.
Right. And what I'm struggling to see is you're dishing out 100 million to Brooks Koepka, 200 million to Dustin Johnson, however, 300 million to Mickelson or whatever it was, potentially 600 million to Rahm. How is Liv going to break even?
Yeah, where are they getting the revenue from?
Where is that revenue coming from?
I don't think they care about breaking even.
Yeah.
Saudi Arabian money, they don't really care about breaking even. They've got trillions and trillions and trillions of pounds or dollars, whichever way you want to look at it. They don't give a shit if they break even.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Yeah, that's fair.
They're on.
They must care to some degree though, because they're not. They want to make some money, surely.
Well, no, they're more about sports washing their image on the world stage because if you get tourism coming into your country, that's where the money is.
Yeah.
Trillions of dollars of tourism money.
I think as well that potentially Liv are looking at getting a TV deal. So
They need to.
in America,
Yeah.
you've got golf on ABC or NBC or wherever it is, on Fox or whatever it might be, on Sky. You've got it. You've got golf. From what I've read, Liv are looking at trying to get a TV deal in America and also in the UK as well, whether that be TNT Sports, whether that be beIN Sports, which beIN Sports looks more likely given that it's Saudi run as well.
Yeah.
So that makes more sense. But a TV deal might get them more money, might give them more sponsorship, open the horizons out as well. Because
they were showing them on YouTube at one point, weren't they?
Still on
Yeah,
YouTube.
it's
still on YouTube.
Still
Yeah.
where they stream it. Do you know the biggest when you hear about arguments against Liv, because I'm not against Liv, by the way. Obviously, we went and watched Liv in Centurion last year. As a spectator, as a fan at the event, I actually found it really good format. But the biggest argument against Liv is people are going to Liv and they're not playing for anything. Like, what does it really matter, right? If you win a Liv tournament, like, it doesn't matter. But by that sense, it doesn't matter if you win the John Deere Classic. Like, really, we're creating a format where really the only tournaments that are going to matter if you win or not are the Grand Slam majors, like tennis. It's going to be like tennis, where it only really matters 4 tournaments a year. Everyone goes on their own respective tours and dicks about.
Yeah.
And really, you come together for 4 majors
Yeah.
every year, and they're the tournaments that really matter. When they say they're not playing for anything for Liv, it's Liv's 2 years old.
Yeah.
So there's no tradition,
There's no history,
nostalgia, there's no
yeah.
history. It's a bit like, so Liverpool Football Club, established in 1892, right? I imagine in 1893, no one cared that Liverpool were winning football games.
Yeah.
But fast forward 100 years later, where you're steeped in history and tradition and fans, it means something now.
Matters
and,
more.
And I think in 10, 15 years' time, if Liv's still about, you will start to get them marquee tournaments that emerge and you think, oh, Dubai Classic on Liv, that's the good tournament. The advantage that Liv's got over the PGA Tour is the roster that they're building. I think they're extending their roster from 48 to 60, I think, this year or something like that.
Yeah.
Is you get in that roster the same 60 players every week, and they're players you want to watch.
Yeah.
They're Liv now relegate players as well.
Yeah, I
so
saw
if players are not playing well or they finish bottom, however many of the standings, they can get relegated and kicked off the Liv Tour, and then they'll bring someone else in. So although there's not a great deal to play for when it comes to that, players still have things to play for, because if they're getting kicked off the Liv Tour, they're getting paid. They're not going to be able to go back to the PGA Tour and be like, hiya, can I come back?
Yeah, but I think like the Asian Tour will take you, or the
Yeah,
South African
absolutely,
Tour, or
yeah.
Australian Tour.
They'll make some money somewhere, but
Yeah, I know what you mean, but I do think the John Rahm one is big, because I think really all that's left now, which I think Rory McIlroy's in too deep and he'll never go unless,
don't think he'll go.
unless PGA Tour collapse, which he's not going to. You've really only got on the PGA Tour now big names that you could poach. Scheffler and McIlroy.
Hovland.
Who else? Hovland.
I was going to say,
who else are people going to the PGA Tour to watch other than people that are fans of golf? Like, if you're a fan of a player, who are you going to watch on the PGA Tour now apart from them 3?
I'll be honest and say I wouldn't go to a PGA Tour or a European Tour event to watch the golf itself. You go for the spectacle. You go for the event. You want to get people involved in the event itself. That's what Live. When we went to Live, that is exactly what they did.
Yeah.
Players were accessible. We saw so many players just walking through the fans. They didn't care. They were so accessible there. Everything was close. The music was on. Everything was buzzing. It felt like an actual event. Whereas if you go to a PGA Tour event, like you said, John Deere Classic, you're walking around in silence.
It's dead.
It's dead.
Yeah.
It is fucking dead. It is boring.
Yeah. And let's be honest, other than your die-hard fans, right, even when you're watching it on telly, right, on a PGA Tour, you're tuning in on the Sunday night for the back nine.
Yeah.
You're not watching it Thursday, Friday, Saturday unless it's a major. So no one's watching it anyway.
It's long, isn't it? Like 4 days. Like when it starts and when you're at work on Thursday and a Friday, you catch a bit on a Friday night maybe.
Yeah.
Because you're a bit excited.
Yeah.
Then you're out on Saturday and like you say you'll get back for Sunday to watch the back nine.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
you're not really investing your time into it, are you?
No.
There's only so many events where you think, oh, something's going on here.
Yeah.
Like that, the one in Phoenix with the stadium hall on the 17th.
Which is sort of live style
Stadium
golf anyway.
Which is Live Style Stadium. I mean,
Yeah.
PGA Tour did that first, but it's exactly that. That's the one hole, apart from 17 at Sawgrass, where you think, yeah, that's got a bit about it. That's got an atmosphere about it. People go for that. But that's one hole.
Yeah.
The Live, it's different. You're there. It's shotgun start, which helps. So you're not there for 12 hours a
That's
day.
miles better for fans.
It's shotgun start, so you can walk around, you can see everyone, and it's so
all
much,
done and dusted in 4 hours.
so much more accessible.
You see everybody. If you sat and stood in the same spot like we
You'd
did,
see everybody in that
everyone
whole
goes
time.
past in 4 hours
Nice.
because of the shotgun start. So that's good. If you, what I still say though is that's good if you're a spectator at the course.
Yeah.
I think shotgun start on TV, it's hard to keep up. But I think what you just said, it's massive. If Liv got a TV deal with a major network in America, that'd be massive.
That'd elevate him a little bit.
Could be game over.
Yeah. And I don't think Liv are looking to take over. I think
No,
Liv
they're
are
not.
looking to coexist. And they're saying we've got a product that can coexist.
Do you know what this reminds me a little bit of? And it's a bit of a tangent, but I watched it recently. So I watched that Braun GP on Disney. So there's a 4-part, 5-part, 6-part series. There's a series on Disney around Braun GP. And they came out of nowhere, obviously brought this car in, tried to take over F1. F1 went into turmoil and they wanted to break away and do their own little... It feels a bit like that where the Liv have just come in, bullied the way in, spent a load of money, took some stars, and it's whether they can sustain it now long term. And like you say, they have got the foundations to do that. So if they do that, I think you will start to see, because it does feel like they're kind of on top of PGA at the minute.
Yeah, but don't forget that Liv's business model is to buy ready-made stars.
Yeah.
Right, so at some point, if you took all the ready-made stars, which tour is building the stars up for you to take the stars? Like, is that going to be their model in 10 years' time to let PGA Tour build these characters up and then
just
buy them
poach
in?
them?
Yeah,
I guess
Man
that's,
City.
I guess that's the thing, though. If you look at the PGA Tour, who are the young stars that you think, yeah, you're class? Because to be fair, that's what PGA Tour do. European Tour build up all them
Fleetwood, Hatton.
all them Danish brothers as well.
Højgaard,
Højgaard, Hattons, Fleetwood.
Aberg.
Yeah. And they go over to the PGA Tour and they go over there because there's more money.
Again, though, it's just like any sport, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah, capitalism, mate.
Yeah, football. You go and poach the Brazilian leagues
Exactly.
South America and things like that, and then you bring them over to the Prem, and because there's more money, it's like
then,
any sport.
And then Saudi Pro League poached the ready-made stars to build their brand.
Yeah,
It's exactly the same.
The only thing with Liv, which I think needs to die, and I don't think it'll survive, is the whole team shit. Like the crushers and the fucking all that shit, because
yeah, that's too American. That
golf has always been about the individual against the golf course.
Yeah.
And I just don't think the team thing needs to survive. I think they need to get rid of it and just let people play stroke play.
Do you know what I quite like? I don't like the fact that they're called the Crushers and shit like that. I think that's really bad.
Yeah.
But obviously, previous pod, I talked about the fact that it was the first time I'd really watched the Ryder Cup this year, and I really liked the team aspect of that.
Yeah, but that's not that format. It's different.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
not four balls and foursomes and all that lot, is
But
it?
I like the fact I do think there's a space for team.
I listened to an interview
Capacity.
what Bryson DeChambeau did about the team format, and they want to establish a team format for a region. So that Cam Smith's team, I can't remember what it's called.
That's how you get allegiances.
Yeah. So Cam Smith's team, they're all Australian. So you would expect people in Australia to follow that team.
Agreed.
The South African team, Lou Eustace and Charles Schwartzel, those guys are all South African. You would expect the South African fans to follow that team. Westwood Poulter, people like that.
Yeah.
And then John Ram with Sergio Garcia and the Spanish guys, you would expect the Spanish fans to follow that team.
That's how you
and
do
that's
it.
how you're going to get allegiances over in with those players. And when they build it over a period of time, then that's where you'll sell more merchandise.
Yeah, I'd bin the whole fucking ball crushers and all this shit.
Just
And
different names.
I'd go with fucking Spain, Australia, fucking, England. Last thing I want to just talk about Liv before we move on is, so last time on the pod we had to guess the top 7 highest earners on the PGA Tour, and I think Hovland was top because he just won the FedEx Cup.
That was my great game.
Yeah, it was. And then we had a query which we followed up on, which is, I wonder what the Liv top earners are earning.
What you mean is I've put some prep in.
Have you done the prep on this?
I've done the prep on this one.
So what have you got there that we need to guess?
So what I've got here is the full Liv Golf Championship in order of earnings.
Since its inception?
Yes.
Okay.
As of 2023, so up to
Let's
current.
see if we can guess the top 5.
I was going to say, guess the top 5
Yep.
and then try and guess the monetary value behind it, and then I'll kind of just do a quick whip through from the rest of it.
Okay.
So who do you think's number 1?
First, well, let's not go in order. Let's just name who we think's in the top 5.
Okay.
Right.
So are we talking about the 2 years that it's been in inception?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've
Right,
got DJ up there.
Yeah.
Then we've got this year Taylor Gooch. We've got Bryson DeChambeau
Brooks Koepka.
and Cam Smith, because Cam Smith's won a few tournaments.
Yeah.
So how many of those 5 that we've just mentioned are in the top 5?
4.
4.
Right. Let's start piecing this together, mate.
So
Do you
would.
reckon DJ's top because of that immense first season?
One of them you just mentioned there is 8th.
Okay.
I'll give you that one.
That's,
I reckon
that's useless
Taylor
information.
Gooch is 8th.
Really?
Interesting.
Yeah, I think Taylor Gooch is 8th.
I think Taylor Gooch is higher because he won like 4 on the box this
I want you to
season.
lock these in. I want you to agree the top 5 and lock them in before I reveal them.
I know DJ didn't have a great second season, but I think DJ's first season was unreal. So I think we need to lock DJ in as 1.
Did Patrick Reed have a good first season?
Average. Let's lock DJ in as 1.
Okay.
I think De Bryson is De Bryson.
De
Bryson?
He's in a
Kevin De Bryson. Is he he's played City?
I reckon Bryson DeChambeau has flourished too late to get in the top 5. I reckon he's the one that Christian said's at number 8.
Okay. So why don't we go with Brooks at 2?
Do you reckon?
I don't
Brooks
know.
has just won the team event, hasn't they? So
Yeah.
he got another. Did you see that interview with Brooks where the interviewer told him he just won another $4 million? Because Brooks didn't know he'd won the team event.
Really?
And he went, "Oh, Brooks, just to let you know, you've just won the team event by 1 point as well." He said, "So you're just another $4 million richer." And he went, "All right, nice." Like,
He's so nonchalant about it all, isn't he?
It's like,
about life.
it's like saying to you, "Oh, you've just dropped to 5." You're like, "Yeah, nice."
right. So I'm gonna go. Let's go DJ 1.
Right,
I'm gonna go Taylor Gooch at 5.
right.
We're gonna go Brooks at 2.
Yep.
Cam Smith at
Cam
3.
Smith at 3.
And then we need a number 4 before Christian tells us how far away we are.
Patrick Reed.
Really?
I don't know. I'm just.
Are you going to throw that name out there? You're going to have that one?
Let's put Reed in 4. So this is our
Go on
top
then.
5. DJ, Brooks, Cam Smith,
Patrick Reed,
Taylor Gooch.
Taylor Gooch.
So I can reveal that you've only got 1 correct out of that whole top 5.
You know,
Have we still got 4 of the top 5
You've
right?
you've missed 1 person. So Patrick Reed is not in the top 5.
Right, so it's not Patrick Reed, it's not
You've locked
Bryson.
it in now though, so I'm going to go through it.
All right, yeah, go through it.
You failed the mission.
All right.
So Patrick Reed was 6th,
Yeah, I was close.
and it was Bryson that was 8th.
Right, okay.
So
I know
From-
my live, mate. I know
you
my
know
live.
you'll live from 5 to 1st. Number 5 was Brooks.
In no particular order.
Brooks was 5th.
Brooks was 5th.
How much
Wow.
earnings career ends on the live?
26.
You
26
see what I
milli.
mean? You see what I mean? Like that would have put him 2nd on the PGA Tour.
Yeah.
So I think Gooch is number 1 then.
Events, he's had 21. He's done 21 events because he's got the events on here as well. Because obviously some of them have done less than the others.
Also, can I just say, there's someone in this top 5 that we hadn't even thought
Yeah.
of.
Yeah.
And he's coming at 4th.
Who?
Brandon Grace,
Oh.
Would have never got that.
No.
Yeah.
27 mil,
Oof.
21 events.
Jesus Christ.
He was. There's a asterisk against this one as well. Oh, actually, no. There's asterisk against all of them. So Grace was awarded $8 million for finishing second in the 2022 Live Golf Points list. Apparently, don't know why you need to know that.
Just for finishing second.
Yeah. So the one that you got right was number 3,
Yeah.
and that's Cam Smith.
Yeah.
30 million, 19 events. Mad that, innit?
Oh, which means we've got the other two the wrong way around.
30 million.
Brooks and DJ.
No, Brooks is 5.
Brooks is 5.
Oh, Brooks is 5, sorry.
So we've got DJ at 2.
Taylor Gooch.
DJ at 2.
Yeah.
47 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, Taylor Gooch.
22 events, and Taylor Gooch, number 1. Only by 400 grand, though.
So how many events for DJ and Taylor Gooch?
So they both tie at 22.
So they've both played 22 events and they're averaging $50 million in earnings for 22 events.
So what?
The highest is Cam Smith. He's played 19 events and got 30 million. That's the best return.
So you're averaging like £1.6 million an event, and it's only 3 days, not 4.
If it had played, if Cam, I reckon if Cam had played 22 events, he probably would have been top.
This is the thing, right? I'm sure DJ's first season, it worked out that for every swing of the club, he earned something like $60,000.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, isn't it? And that's the thing, though, with Taylor Gooch. Taylor Gooch won 3 events in a row and got most of that money from those 3 events as well.
Started the season off really strong.
Yeah, he was on fire.
Yeah, the money's insane. The money's insane.
Is there anyone else in Live that you want to know where they currently sit?
I mean, what about the like your stalwarts like Westwood, Poulter and Mickelson? How much have they earned on Live?
So Westwood.
This does not include everyone signing on bonuses. For
no,
example.
this is just for events. Yeah. So Westwood's had 21 events and he's got 6 million down at number 34.
And he's been shit and he's got 6 million.
Poulter, 6 million, 22 events down at 36.
Phil Mickelson.
Bubba Watson, 5 million.
Done
Bubba
nothing,
Watson.
have they?
2-time major.
Phil
2-time Masters
Mickelson,
champion.
4 million.
They've done nothing, have they? But they've earned millions.
But they've earned millions from it.
Signing on bonus, isn't it?
Well, yeah, Mickelson got 300 mil, didn't
Yeah.
Let's look who's at the bottom.
Is it Chase Koepka?
No, he's much higher.
Much higher.
Much higher than the bottom, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, so
he?
you've got...
Who did we watch at Livid? He was dead last.
Oh, it was.
Was it the Filipino guy?
Yeah, it's going to say, because this is... I can't
Is
say
it-
this.
is it
Ratchananon Chantananawat.
That's him.
Yeah.
He was dead last
Yeah,
at
yeah.
Centurion.
136 grand is one. He's had one event, though. He's only played one event.
Oh, it
So
can't
one
be
event
like
you
that.
went...
You're counting him.
No, it can't be that then.
Well,
I
that's the only event he played.
maybe on
No.
Live you get 136 grand for farting.
He clearly farted on the first hole, and that's it. Went off.
Clearly.
There's a couple of them only played one, though. So I wonder if that's what you said. You know, where they get relegated. Do you reckon they've only played one and fucked it off, or they're just newcomers?
Maybe he got
Or they're
injured.
just a substitute for injury.
Got injured, yeah.
So let's look at Chase.
Because like
Then.
Laurie Cantor was meant
Laurie
to be in
Cantor,
Paul's
yeah.
team, but he got injured most of the season.
I saw Chase a minute ago.
Because he ran away.
30, 31.
31 million.
31st place. 6 million.
It's not
Alright.
a bad. I mean, you'd get out of bed, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You'd get out of bed
Absolutely.
for 6 million, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I mean,
Cool.
it'd be a struggle.
Yeah. Right, I'm going to move on from Live now. I'm going to move on to the next big topic in golf in the last few weeks, which is the PGA Tour and the R&A have both finally come to an agreement. People are calling it the rollback of the golf ball, which means that by 2030, technology and golf companies cannot make a golf ball that can carry more than 330 yards. They're rolling back the max distance of a golf ball. So if your ball carries, when it's hit by a robot, if your ball carries more than 330 yards, it cannot be used on any professional tour. And
Wow.
the thinking behind this is that golf courses across the world are running out of space because of the advances in technology over the last 25, 30 years. Golf courses used to be 6,000 yards, 6,500 yards. Now they're 7,500 yards. There's some 8,000 yard golf courses out there,
Yeah.
and people are running out of space. Like there's no place to big. So all these worldwide top marquee golf courses have got no more real estate to build on. So there's been calls for a number of years to stop advances in equipment, clubs, balls, everything. They finally reached an agreement that it's the ball that needs to not go any longer. So what's your thoughts on this, like in terms of the impact on the game? And I realise it's not until 2030, but
I don't think it makes a huge amount of difference.
do you not?
No.
Why?
Because the average drive, the average carry distance is not 330 yards, did you say?
330 carrier.
The average carry does not go 330. I think the average will probably be about 290, 300 yards. It's only the special top players that can knock it 330 yards.
Rory McIlroy set the record on the PGA Tour last season for the longest average drive distance for a whole season. And his average drive distance was about 323 yards.
So I don't particularly understand why they need to do this. I get it for the length of the course, but then that just plays into people's games. You just choose a lower club. If you're hitting it too hard,
no, but what
change your
they're
tactic.
saying is, by people being able to hit it 330, 340, 350 yards, right, you're taking out the craft of playing golf. Because what they're doing is they're cutting corners on holes. They're just blasting it 300 yards over the trees. Most par fours now become drivable par fours. You're no longer having to plot your way and become a shot maker around a golf course because you're just powering through the golf course. So they want to create golf back into like shot crafts and shot shapes and drive down to the corner and then a long iron in and stuff like that. They're trying to avoid people. I mean, because 15 years ago, a normal par 4 used to be, 350?
Yeah.
Well, you can drive the ball 350 now.
I think if you've got the ability to drive it that far, you should be allowed to.
I agree.
I don't think the problem's the ball. I think the problem's the technology and the driver and the 3 woods and the irons. And
Everyone's
things
got
like that.
access to the same technology, though. So if someone can drive it 350, that's because they've moulded their ability and their technique to do that.
That's not 100% true.
No. It's the opposite in it, and that's why they want the ball to go no more than 330, so it becomes a level playing field for people. But 330, like Bullis says, is still incredibly long. That's like the top 1% on tour are hitting it 320. We all know that it's harder to hit a 3 or a 4 iron into a green than it is to hit an 8 or an 9 iron. And the problem you've got now is your world's top players that have got the equipment, they're doing the ball 320, 330, often 370 with carry.
Yeah.
Sorry, in terms of like your roll as well. They're hitting, your longer hitters are hitting 9 irons into the greens, and your other players are hitting 5 irons. Well, now with a 9 iron, you know as well as I do, you can throw a dart.
Yeah.
You can fucking land it, get more spin. So they've got a distinct advantage over the players that can't hit it as far. A distinct advantage. But then you've got the argument Christian said, if you've developed your body physically and you've developed your swing where you can middle it 330, then good for you for finding an advantage.
Look at some players now. Look at how physical and physically fit golfers are now. If you look at Rory McIlroy now from Rory McIlroy 10 years ago, he's a different person. He's stacked on so much muscle and so much size. Same with Brooks Koepka, same with Bryson DeChambeau, same with, you could list a few players like that, which is great for them. They've done that. They've got themselves physically fit and able to do that. That's great. I don't think the problem's the ball. I think there's an issue with technology in the clubs, but I also think some golf courses are laid out far too easy.
Going back to what you said a minute ago as well about the clubs, I don't think players should be allowed to have bespoke equipment. I think the brand should make clubs and you choose your clubs, but you go with whatever the brand makes.
Yeah, Rory has to go get his clubs from Sports Direct.
No, you can still get it from TaylorMade, but you're not going to get this special club that only Rory can have because Rory decided to make it.
It's not that only Rory can have that club. It's the fact that Rory McIlroy will go into TaylorMade and his driver swing will be, I don't know, 5 or 6 miles an hour quicker than someone else's. So he needs to tweak that driver to be bespoke for him.
Yeah, but just don't do that. It's like if
I don't think tweaking equipment gives him an advantage.
No, I don't think it gives him a massive
8.5 degree driver and fucking, I don't know, Scottish Sheffield wants a 9.5 degree. That's just how you want your club set up, your preference. I don't think that's an advantage.
I think a lot of it, sometimes golf courses, certainly on smaller events, golf courses are laid out far too easy because they want birdies. They want eagles, they want as low a scoring as possible, and it is laid out to be too easy. The greens are slow, the fairways are either slow, so it stops, or they're rapid, so it just goes right on and rolls. And if you're throwing darts into a green and the greens are slow and they're soft, you're going to score low.
Yeah, like if there's a bit of rain, PGA Tours can just start throwing darts, can't they, with any club? I think Bryson DeChambeau sort of was the first one to sort of make a mockery of a major golf course. So when he won the US Open, it was set up with horrible rough, right? And he didn't care. He would prefer to hit 370, 380 into the rough and leave himself 100 yards in then plot his way around and leave himself 200 yards in with his second shot, and he won from out the rough.
My issue with this is because so many people are going low. That's why they're changing the ball. This is if you look at 20 years ago when Tiger Woods was going low constantly, but it was only him going low. There wasn't a problem.
Yeah.
Tiger Woods on I think it was a US Open or a PGA Tour event. He was 13 under. The next person closest to him was on +2.
Both Tiger Woods and Rory, who've notoriously been the longest in their generation, they've both for quite a while been calling for this rollback rule about there being a limit on the golf ball's carry. And do you know the reason why they're not bothered? Because you might think, well, they're hitting it the longest. Why are they not bothered? Because they still know that they'd be good enough if everyone was hitting it 330. They'd still probably be competing at the top of the leaderboard every week because they're good enough.
Because
so
they've got every shot. They've got every shot in locker.
Yeah,
a bit like me.
Yeah, a bit like you.
No, yeah,
But
very much like you.
this rollback rule, right? It should only be applied on professional tours for 99% of the world's golfers, right? If you're going to provide the amateur golfers like us with a golf ball that does go a little bit further, then help us out.
Yeah.
Like, don't be restricting our technology.
No.
You're looking at golf through a tiny little narrow lens of the hyper successful golfers in the world. Like the top 50.
Absolutely.
Everybody else, if you can find a golf ball that I can hit 300 yards, I'm buying it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't want to stifle your golf shot, do you? Because you'll be going 100 yards
Yeah,
off
exactly.
the tee.
For the amateur golfer, this makes no difference at all.
No, because we can't get
makes
anywhere
no
near that
difference.
anyway.
Zero.
Yeah.
So you're still going to have TaylorMade releasing TP5s. You could put on the shelf, and it makes zero difference to the amateur golfer. It's to the top 1% of these professional golfers that are playing in competitions that are earning money week after week after week, who are bombing it 350, 370, sometimes 400 yards.
Do you know what it kind of feels like? It feels like if you know a footballer whose whole game is pace, and you're saying to him, you can run that fast. Don't run that fast.
Yeah,
Run a little bit slower so everyone else can keep up.
It's a bit like saying, right, we're only going to let the ball travel so fast because Roberto Carlos has mastered 100-mile-an-hour free kicks.
Yeah.
Like, let's make the ball only go 80 mile an hour. Like,
Yeah,
it
just feels restrictive. It feels like they're going backwards a little bit.
What I do get is that these world-class courses like Pebble Beach, Sawgrass and that, right, there's no more space, right? You've got courses there that cost billions of dollars to make. And essentially, if the advances in technology was going to continue at the pace it is, in the next 20 years, all of those world-class golf courses would become not fit for purpose anymore.
Yeah.
So do you know what I say to that?
Plot them harder.
Make the rough thicker.
Yeah, this is what I say.
Make the rough thicker, make it longer, make the greens like glass.
Do you know what I don't
Stick
understand?
a few crocodiles in the middle of it or something like that. Make
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
Do you know
yeah.
what I don't understand?
Dangers.
Your par fours, you'll notice on the PGA Tour, the fairway runs all the way from once you've hit it 100 yards all the way down to the green, right? If people are hitting that drive, if the people are hitting that drive 330, 340, right, then it's a 400-yard hole. From 280 yards, rough it to the green.
Yep.
So you either hit it 280, but as soon as you go past 280, you're in unplayable rough.
Yep.
Why don't you change the pars as well?
Force it. What do you mean?
Well, if you've got a par 5
Yeah.
and you're driving it really, really long, so you're reducing your shot take, make it a par 4 or a par 3.
They've done that in
they've
some
tried
instances.
to do
They've
that,
done that
haven't
in some instances where you've got 500-yard par 4s.
Yeah.
But there's only so many times you can really do that before you're playing a course that's a 66-shot golf course.
Do you know what I like? I like some of these new close courses that are popping up, which is 6 par 3s, 6 par 4s, and 6 par 5s.
Yes.
Nice.
It's
Yeah.
par 72.
You get some of them. I think there was one at where a US Open was not so long back. Whistling Straits, it could have been one of them. There was a 280-yard par 3.
Wow.
280-yard par 3.
I'll get my 9 out.
But then also,
Not your 8
some of the hardest par 3s in the world are like 110 yards. Because of
Pebble
how they're
Beach.
set up and all the rest of it,
Yeah.
and in the wind and all that lot. Some of them are really hard. So I think it's more the pressure of these world famous golf courses. They have a lot to say.
Yeah.
And they're well fucking linked in with the PGA Tour. So they'll have been putting pressure on saying, you're going to make my golf course obsolete.
I do like an analogy. So I'm gonna liken this a little bit like I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here.
Okay.
You know when someone goes to do a trial and they've made a lot of effort to make this amazing trial for TV, and someone says I'm a Celebrity after 2 minutes,
It's exactly
and
that.
it becomes redundant that you
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
see it, and then we always bring it back, don't they, later on?
Yeah.
Because they're like, we've fucking done this.
If you
What do
start
you mean like
going
they did on this one?
if you start going around Pebble Beach in 58, 59, right, then the PGA Tour are not coming to Pebble Beach.
No, you lose
anymore.
it, don't you?
Yeah.
You lose it. You lose it all.
The last thing that you want to see is someone finish a 4-day
I do
tournament
get
on
that.
minus 35, minus 40.
It is,
It's
yeah.
not a good spectacle.
That's
Yeah.
why the Open will rarely go to St Andrews.
Yeah, it's too short. Exactly.
But I think, like we said,
And I know a thing or two about being too short as well. So
you know a lot,
In all
about, being, you know
departments.
a lot about being short.
Yeah.
But I think that's why, although it's the ball, although it's the technology in the clubs, it's the golf courses as well. The setup of the golf courses as well. If you change all three of them, there you go. You fixed it.
I still say slim out the fairways, grow out the rough, deepen the bunkers, and quicken up the greens.
Give them all wooden clubs and make them all
Yeah.
play with their opposite hand.
Hickory clubs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make
them all-
them hit a medicine ball or something.
Make them all play with their opposite hand. So if you're right-handed, you play left-handed.
Sit on your hand first.
The strange.
Stick a windmill in the middle.
Yeah. I'm up for that. Yeah.
Make him tee off with a putter or something.
There you go. You can only
Do it
put
backwards.
you can only put with the driver.
That's it. So you tee off with your putter and you put with your driver.
Do you know the problem with that is? Some of them pros can hit a putter off the tee about 250
Well,
yards.
fair play to him.
Yeah.
Okay, we're giving other people an advantage here. Or the better you are, you have to do it backwards. So the shitter players can play with the driver, and your roarers have to play with the putter off the tee.
Christian's playing his driver then off the tee. Yeah.
I'm deliberately shit, so I get to use my driver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen that? Have you seen like a couple of golf YouTube channels do it where they play a one club challenge? What club would you pick to get around a golf course if you was only allowed one club all the way around?
7 or 8.
I would go with my hybrid.
Would you?
Yeah.
How would you get out of a bunker with a fucking hybrid?
Can't fucking get over them anyway, mate.
That's true.
That is true, actually. Yeah. I'm a Christian. I'd go with 7 iron.
And I'd
'cause
just
you
make
can-
sure I don't go in it.
You can use. Oh, is that how you do it?
That's how I
is
do
that
it.
how golf works?
Yeah, just don't
make
go
sure
in
you
it.
do it. Yeah. I'd just go in the hole off every shot.
Yeah. I think it's got to be a 7 or 8 because, like you say, for all you can get
7.
it pretty far off the tee. You should be able to get enough loft out of a bunker.
Yeah.
You can get a 7 iron pretty far off the tee.
Yeah, 150, 160 for
Do you
me.
know what? That's the next video for you.
One
Yeah.
club challenge.
One club challenge, 7 iron. You can only use 7 iron.
I'll play better actually.
You make your 7 iron be a 3 iron or a fucking 9 iron.
Yeah, exactly.
Talking-
That's why it's good.
Talking of getting some footage.
Yeah.
Some of the lads are off on a exotic golf trip to Portugal over the Christmas break.
Yeah, when you both going?
Not you guys going off to do a lads' holiday.
It's not a lads' holiday. It's a golf holiday.
All right, your missus that listening.
I'm interested though if people want to drop in the comments if they've got any ideas on what sort of formats we should be playing because we're going to try and get some footage out
4-4-2,
there, aren't
yeah.
we? And see if there's any form. I mean, I like the idea of us playing first day, playing a scramble 18, see if we can. I was going to say break par, but is that a bit of a stretch? Should we go for break 75? Break 75 scramble.
I reckon break 75. Yeah, for the first one.
We'll play a break.
Have you
75
ever
scramble.
broke? Oh, do you mean together?
Yeah,
Yeah,
scramble.
Oh, I
yeah.
was going to say, have you ever broke 75? I thought he was doing singly.
No,
So that's
neither of us have broke 75 ever.
that's ambitious. Just because you've got a bit of sun, you're like, we're going to be fucking
Go
mint
to
now.
Portugal.
Hey,
Should we go try and go for 300?
I've had lessons, mate. I'm going for it.
Let's talk about them
Why
lessons.
don't
Yeah.
we talk about these
We'll
lessons?
finish off Portugal first, and we'll come back to it.
No, I think we was there or thereabouts.
Oh, is that-
We were just saying.
There's not much more to
looking
say.
at we're looking at different formats. So we'll play first round scramble.
Yeah, well, what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and get 18 out early doors in the morning and then have some lunch and then either get out for another 9 or 18 in the afternoon if we can be asked.
Yep.
I'm sure we can be because we've got buggies.
True.
So whether we just play around ourselves, our own ball, stroke play in the morning for the 18 and then we do a bit of the footage in the afternoon.
I think that'd be good. I think that's a good idea. Play properly in the morning, and then the
Yeah.
afternoon can be a bit of a fuck about.
We need to do a stroke play or a match play, me versus you, for the soon to be here Intercontinental title.
Fucking hell, this IC title was coming about 6 months ago.
He's coming.
Is it really?
He's on the way.
It's coming as quickly as your next sentence.
I ain't got fuck all to say. That's why I ain't said no yet.
That was quite funny, that. I quite enjoyed that one.
Is it coming as quickly as you break 100?
I've done it twice, mate.
Triggered back, mate. Hey, we're fighting here, mate. This is like the Welsh shittiest roast. This is the most polite roast. Is this when you break 100? Is this when you do this? No.
Is it coming as quickly as you reach in the top shelf in Tesco?
It's coming as quickly as your man back to life, mate. The roast just got real.
Chris has entered the chat.
My little ding's just come on MSN and everyone's like, oh, fucking hell, he's here. He's in the room. God, how much of that'll make it in? Put it all in. On the last pod, you just did. People who watch the last pod will see it, but I think we crossed the line a couple of times, and you just hear me or Christian going, that can't go in. And every time you just hear Buzz go, that needs to go in, mate. Just leave it in.
Fuck it.
He's a fucking renegade, mate.
I just feel like when I hear that stuff that stays in there, I think, Chris is just can't be asked to edit that.
That is true, actually.
He says
He's come to the end of it.
He says he don't fucking edit. He just uploads it straight away.
Yeah, if I'm in a mood where I can't be asked, mate, it's all going in. Putting a lot in. It's gonna let us know whether you do actually just want to see a raw, unedited
I do.
podcast.
I want to see it. I'm going to leave a comment because I want to see that.
Because we do chop it up and we do take a lot out to get it down to 45, 50 minutes because we'd only record about an hour and 10.
We chop it up like Chris Pilmar chops up his kid.
That definitely can't stay here. That is too bad.
That's definitely going in.
Fuck's sake.
100% that's going in. Well, maybe we're going to have to change this from a golf pod to an X-rated pod.
Anyway, golf lesson.
Yeah, let's get back to your golf lesson.
Let's get back to
Golf
that.
lessons, yeah.
So I've had 3.
Yeah.
And it's been pretty good so far.
Good stuff.
Changed a couple of bits. The first one was changing the grip.
Oh, yeah. What have you gone for?
A stronger
Back to
one.
front.
A stronger one. It was a bit weak.
I bet you had a weak grip, mate. So, mate. I've been on a golf trip with you. I can corroborate that.
Was it your first hole in one?
Yeah, he did it. Yeah, his grip was too strong. I had to tell him to stop. So yeah, changed that, and which helped. The second one was a bit of a recap on it, and then.
So what was the issue with the grip? Because it was weak. Was it? No, I'm not going back to that. I'm genuinely asking. If you had a weak grip, does that mean you're more likely to push it?
Yeah,
pull it.
Yeah, so the.
Are you alright over there?
I can't have a serious conversation. Please talk about your weak grip. We're back to Chris's agony aunt. Oh, fucking hell. It's too much sometimes.
That's what she
With
says.
your weak grip, you're more likely to leak the balls. Leak the balls, right? Yeah.
Yeah, leak 'em to the right. Yeah.
What? That was a genuine.
I know it
question.
was. I'm just waiting.
Oh, okay.
I just see him at the corner of my eye.
I'm just going to close my eyes while you carry on talking for a little bit.
What an imagine my strong grip.
Just not looking at you because it's making me giggle.
No, so my grip was weak.
Can we move on from the grip, right? Can we just go to what else you've been? What else have you been doing? Is this actually golf lessons or is this something completely different?
The next lesson was about his shaft, shaft angle.
Oh,
Weak grip and a weak shaft.
And then the third one was about the angle of my head.
Did Pele turn up?
Bluetooth.
So have you actually got any better?
The funny thing after all this, you hadn't even had a lesson.
No, I have. I've had 3.
No, you haven't.
I have.
All right, why don't you talk us through your golf lessons? What have you been focusing on?
Swing.
Right.
Okay, good shout, yeah.
I ain't gonna say that other word because they'll just crack up.
That's fine.
Yeah, focus on my swing, get my swing right, and going from over rotating to doing a half swing and then trying to whip it through.
Right.
Because I found that when I was going as far round as I was, that's where I was losing technique, and that was
So
even
you've actually
causing.
shortened your backswing, have
Yeah.
you? Okay.
Does
Yeah.
Does the instructor get behind you
No,
like you see on the movies?
no,
And does he straddle you?
No.
A bit like Ghost.
no.
No.
What the fuck's Ghost?
You feel Swayze, Patrick
Pottery?
Swayze.
Oh.
Pottery.
Oh,
yeah, you know,
yeah.
like he's real sensual behind you. That's
No,
what's happening,
because-
isn't it?
Real what? What was the word?
Sen-
Sensual.
Sensual.
Good word, that. I like that.
Sensual.
Sensual.
This podcast's got a bit homoerotic.
Sensual with my 8th iron.
I'm going to struggle to chop this up, I'll be honest.
I think it's all good. It's all good content.
It's all
isn't
good
it?
stuff. It's all going in.
It's like all.
Brilliant, yeah. So what are we expecting then out? So going into Portugal with these new swing adjustments, are you going to hit the range over Christmas and try and?
Yeah, I've got another lesson before we go.
Have you played like an actual game of golf since you've had lessons?
I don't know if you've seen the weather, mate. It's been shit.
Was the last time
there's
you
pockets.
played when we all film break 50?
Yeah, I've been to the range a few times.
Have you?
Yeah.
How many lessons did you have before you went to the break 50?
One.
Did I?
Yeah, I think you were telling me about it.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
sorry, one. Yeah.
Must be more than one. You need to
Yeah, I
make it
did
work.
because
then.
we made that joke about the draw with a 7-iron,
Yeah.
and it was a bit of a baby draw.
Yeah. So I suppose with your game though, like you've never been a massive fader of the ball, but for you to still have a weak grip, it would be highly unlikely now with your grip change that you're ever going to fade the ball now.
Yeah, it shouldn't go right now.
No, you should.
Shouldn't.
If anything,
Shouldn't.
if anything, the danger now is almost a snap hook, is it not?
Yeah,
Yeah. Interesting.
but we'll see. We'll see how
yeah,
it
we'll
goes.
see. Portugal
Working
looking
See if
progress.
it's money well spent, or whether you come back from Portugal thinking shit.
I think the good thing when you go on a holiday like that is, when I go away to play golf, like you want to play well. I've said it all along. You want to strike the ball well. You
Yeah.
don't want to stink the place out wherever you're going for 3 days. You spent a lot of money going there, but you almost care less because you're at Celtic Manor or you're in fucking Portugal, so you almost care less.
Yeah, you're not playing.
yeah,
yeah.
You're not
agree.
playing Spring Head or a fucking.
It's a bit like when we said, would you want to play council courses all your life and shoot 85, or would you want to play all the world's top courses and shoot 120?
You should. Yeah,
120, yeah.
Of course, because it's the
Yeah.
experience of playing golf in these great places.
Yeah.
You'd
agree.
love to constantly shoot 120.
I know, I love it.
I mean,
Even on the shit
I was going
courses.
to say that's your normal round anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
Any info on these Portugal courses, like where we're playing? What is it? We're in the Algarve, aren't we?
Yep.
Yeah.
So 2 of the courses are on the complex.
yeah.
One of them is just off it, and then the other 2 are a bit further away.
Sounds like crazy golf.
Have we had a chance to have a look yet? Is there a lot of water? Is it windy? Is it a stadium
I
style course?
don't know if it's windy. Can't see from here.
Can you predict the future for us, please?
I can predict that it'll be 17 degrees.
I mean, I'd take that in
Oh
January.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
17 degrees, no wind.
I've had a look at the courses. The 2 on the complex. There's a couple of longer par 3s, but they're longer par 4s, but there are also a couple of shortish par 5s, like
How many bunkers?
440. I didn't count.
Too many.
No, I just didn't count.
Did you deliberately pick the ones without bunkers?
No, we picked the best value. Yeah, I'll surprise you at a bunker. Don't worry about that. But yeah, it looks decent. Looking good condition.
Good stuff.
Variety of holes. Bit of water.
I think that's how golf works, mate. Yeah. There is a variety of holes. Normally 17, 18.
Well, that's not variety if there's always 18.
So, just moving on now from Portugal. Obviously, we'll try and get some footage on the channel around Portugal. Should be good fun. Liv announced that next year that it's not going to be at Centurion when it comes to England. It's going to be at the new JCB golf course, which has already had the senior tour there.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful golf course. I know Rick Shields has played there a few times as well, but it's obviously got that iconic 17th, which is like 250 yards downhill over water.
It's like a bit of an island green kind of.
Yeah. So that'll be good fun. But equally as well, if we're going there this year, obviously the advantage is that it's near Birmingham.
Yeah. Not far at all, is it?
No.
Much easier than London.
Yeah, exactly. So we need to be going to that.
When can we start booking that? When did you book it last time?
In the new year.
Yeah.
January, February,
Yeah.
I think it was.
Well, I'll get on that this year.
When they release tickets, yeah.
Could-
So that'll be worth doing.
Because we looked at the British Masters, didn't we? Which is
Is that at the Belfry?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was either the British Masters or Live, but probably get
It's got to
more
be
from-
Live, innit?
Probably
Surely.
get more from Live.
Yeah.
Because the British Masters is
Who goes to the British Masters?
What do you mean, players
Yeah,
wise?
but yeah.
It's normally, you'll get the top European players come back off the PGA Tour for the odd event. So you'll get like Tommy Fleetwood there, Tyrrell Hatton
Oh,
there,
okay.
people like that. So
That's
it's a
not too bad
decent
then.
field, yeah. You'd get the Højgaards, you'd get Aberg.
I love Fleetwood. Love Fleetwood.
I think
He's
his
class.
game's in a place where he might go on to win a major fairly soon.
Do you think?
think-
I hope so.
And-
I'd love
and-
that.
and
I'd love to see
Hovland.
that.
I'd love to see Hovland win a major as
Yeah.
well.
I like Hovland.
Yeah.
I'm going to make a bold prediction about the majors, the 4 majors next year.
Go on then, predict your major winners.
I'm not going to predict major winners,
Right.
but I think no.
What's your prediction
You
then?
don't know what I'm going to fucking say.
Predict who comes third.
No, I'm going to predict that all majors will be won by Live players.
All 4?
All 4.
Wow. I wonder what odds you'd get on that. See if you get a bookie that'll take that bet.
Yeah, I think that the players that are on Live, I think they will win all the majors next year.
Nice.
Is that because they're all going to go to Live? by the time it gets to that point.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they
No.
did, to be fair, but yeah. I think
So if you're thinking that then, who do you think on Live is likely to win? Not necessarily all four, but if they're all going to come from Live, who you think is going to be the ones that are going to be there or thereabouts?
Ram, Smith, Koepka, those three probably.
Yeah. I
Um,
won't mind Cam Smith winning some more. I love Cam Smith as well.
Do you know what I'm just thinking? This podcast is going to be going out on January the 2nd,
Yeah.
which is the same day that we fly
It's true.
to Portugal. So this will be quite aptly delivered, this podcast.
Yeah. It's almost like it was planned.
Yeah.
almost.
Yeah. Right, boys, are we done?
Boom. Done.
I think we're wrapped up.
Fini.
for this
Actually, before
episode.
we do go,
Oh, here we
do you know
go.
what I want to talk about on golf?
Go for
Fucking
it.
hell.
Is all these little formats like longest drive and have you seen it loads on TikTok and that lately and stuff? There's competitions of how quick you can get around the golf course.
Oh, I've seen this before. Like people
And
can get around like 60 minutes.
Yeah,
or 9
like
minutes.
generally, like people are getting around it so quick, and they've got the golf clubs attached to the body, haven't they? And they're
Yeah.
running on and just whipping, and just knocking it in and
Yeah.
running off and running to the next tee.
But some
Where
of
did
them
that ball,
are
where did that get born from? Like,
I
where
don't know, but some of them are shooting like 75.
they're
76.
shooting amazing, aren't
Yeah,
they?
yeah.
And doing it as quick as possible.
I saw the thing on TikTok where they tried to knock a marshmallow off your head with a golf club. Or get a marshmallow
No,
in your
you're
mouth.
hitting
Oh,
marshmallows
Yeah.
into
Did
the
you send
mouth.
that?
Yeah, you sent that
You
in
sent
the
it to us,
group.
didn't you?
Oh, did I? Yeah.
Yeah,
I reckon
yeah.
we should try that.
Yeah, put it on the next podcast, yeah.
Like, we'll do that when we can flop it over as well.
I won't trust you flopping it over.
back to Bullis' lessons again.
Weak grips, shafts, flopping
Flopping
over.
over.
This is a podcast.
Right,
I'm
now
no
you can
longer working
wrap it up.
We are strong grip.
on that note.
Yeah.
On that note,
we're going to
let's-
bring this one to a close. All right, we'll see you in Portugal. Peace.
Ciao.
Boom.